If you're new to Jiu-Jitsu, here are 3 things you should know. Number 1, you should manage your expectations. I feel like an old person saying this, but the younger generation, the Generation Z and below, I guess there's Alpha, Beta now, you guys are used to instant gratification. You press a button, food comes to you. You press a button, a car comes to you and takes you somewhere. Internet, I need to know this. Google, pop, boom. And we're all getting used to that as well, but you guys never knew anything different. So you just expect results right away. And this is not the way it is in Jiu-Jitsu, which is why I say Jiu-Jitsu is gonna save us all. Jiu-Jitsu is gonna save my kids. You have to put the time in to get good. You're not gonna master this. You're not gonna even become remotely good at it until at least a year or more, depending on how athletic and how often you train. So manage your expectations. Don't expect to be Hickson Gracie or Hoist Gracie in the first month of Jiu-Jitsu. It's not gonna happen. And now that you know that, you can go about your training knowing, okay, it's gonna take time. Let me just focus and keep going. Number 2, you have to be consistent. You have to train at least 2 to 3 times a week, every week, in order for that snowball effect to happen, that compound effect. Every single week, every single month, you're gonna get new skills. It's gonna take time for your body to memorize it and your muscle memory to go through, but consistency is the key. You have to train each week. Of course, if you get an injury, don't take time off. Come in anyway and just watch. Don't break the habit of training. Create these habits. Long term, you're gonna get better. And number 3, and this is probably the hardest one, don't worry about getting tapped out. For me, I'm super competitive. I was an athlete growing up. I did not like getting tapped out even on the first month. For some reason, I thought I should just not get tapped out. And that's not the case, because a guy half my size was tapping me out consistently, and it just knocks you down a peg. You become humble or you'll be out, because you're not gonna be able to take the mental torture of these little guys beating you up as a stronger, bigger guy or girl. So make sure you tap out early and tap out often, because I don't wanna see you get injured, because guess what? If you get injured, you can't do any of these tips. You gotta just sit off. Injuries happen mainly from beginners because they don't tap and they break an arm or a leg or something. So you feel yourself in a submission, just tap them. You get to go again and try to learn from every single tap you do. And here's a bonus tip for you. Focusing on all the techniques, a lot of people do. It's great to learn techniques, but you have to learn the foundational strategies from every position before any of those techniques are ever gonna work for you. Your coaches should know those, and they should be teaching those to you, but if they're not, I created a course called the Jiu-Jitsu Jumpstart Blueprint. So type Jumpstart in the comments, and I'll see you on the inside.